Hello and welcome to Big Nim Numismatics. Today I'm going to be going over some of the albums I have and my general thoughts on which ones are best for long-term care, toning, and overall display. So first off, I want to go with one of the modern ones. This is like a Dansco-esque album from Littleton. This one is brand new. Got it at a garage sale for like $2. Overall, it's pretty sturdy. I think it's essentially the same pros and cons as a Dansco, except it's not a Dansco. The Danscos are always going to have a resale value just in the album itself, and it does have no toning. I'm unaware of any toning that these albums give, so perhaps this is a great album if you'd like to store your silver eagles or silver coins without them being damaged ever or toning. But the cost is also significantly less than the Danscos, so there's that. Next we have the good old cardboard 2x2 flips in the pages. These I think are a no-go for decent coins. Circulated coins, I think it's fine and dandy. This was one of the first sets, I guess you want to call it, that I ever put together like 7-8 years ago. It protects the coins fine. Getting the coins in and out is difficult, and if you'd ever like to hold the coins, that's not going to happen. You run into risks of staples, and if the environment is too wet and humid, the cardboard will degrade and ruin your coin. Also, I just think it doesn't look very nice. Very cheap though, very cheap. So unfortunately I don't have any actual Dansco albums, but I do have some of the earlier iterations of them. These I really like. I think the holes are just perfect enough for you to slide coins in and keep them tight. With all of these types of albums where you're just like pushing them in, you always want to make sure you're not damaging the coins. I like to use a safe flip. If I can get one. I like to use a safe flip and push the coin like that, making sure I'm not wiggling the flip around so as to not to scratch, and I don't have to worry about any fingerprints. So overall, very nice. This one I'm actually using for Roosevelt dimes that I pulled from double mint sets and other things. There's some Mercury dimes in here. But overall, decent presentation. I like the overall aesthetic of it. And this one is Dansco. And pretty cool, pretty cool. It's like an upgrade of the Whitman penny folder. Next are the Wayte Raymonds / Megrig green albums. These are like a mix between the Whitman and like Dansco types. As you can see, you can only see one side, but you can pull out slides on the front-facing obverse side. These do tone coins, although the Megrigs I found to be extremely unpredictable in the actual toning. As you can see on this particular coin, these were all Blastoite. You can see some spotting developing. I've also had a Franklin uncirculated book in the past where the reverse is very nicely toned, but the obverse gets quite terminal. Again, this is all environment based, so if you live in Colorado desert, it's probably not going to do that much damage. These are more, I wouldn't put any coins you wanted to stay nice in here. These are more experimenting to see maybe if you do tone, or just to have something that was made in 1959. Very cool concept though. Next, the library of coin albums. Now these are the most like the Danscos without being Danscos. This particular one was produced in 1959. The one problem I have with these is a lot of times the slots are pretty tight fits. You really have to shove the coins in here, and for repeated use, I just do not recommend that. So if you're going to use a library of coins, you want to make sure you are putting it in there and keeping it in there to avoid any risk of damaging the coins. The same double slot fixtures as Dansco's. And the toning is also decent. It's almost identical to Dansco's, although these have a higher tendency to become terminal. I can show my dimes as well. Again, it's all environment based. Very unpredictable. You can see some of these tone very well, and then others not so much. That bug is annoying me. So overall, it's for really good coin storage, but I suppose if you make sure there's no surface contaminants to begin with, it's fine. Next up is my favorite vintage album, the Wayte Raymonds. These are known for their great toning and just being old and cool. These are just cool to have. They look like huge books. This particular one was produced, I believe this one was produced in the 40s. But these, the first ones were created in the 1930s, early 1930s, and they were made all the way into the 1960s. These have a high sulfur content in the cardboard, and which is why they tone so well. You can see circulated mercury dimes a lot. I would take a look at True Views for 42 or over 1 mercury dimes and circulated grades. A lot of times those will tone up and are found from Wayte Raymonds. So they're really bullseye target toning. And these are different. Instead of having the slides come out on this way, you have to pop open these and pull them out this way. These are a lot deeper than the Danscos for each denomination. You can see it's pretty thick for a cent. And these, I do not have any problem with terminal toning. These are all pretty well established toners, and typically price-wise they're a bit more on the pricey side. Typically I sell the boards for $5 a piece. It all depends on the specific denomination, because the commemoratives and the smaller denominations are a lot more prevalent. You can see I have a buffalo nickel toning in here at the moment. This has been in here for quite a few months. It's starting to develop some golden toning on the rims. And overall, these hold up really well against the test of time, and they look really nice. They also come in long form. So these were the first iterations with the portrait style. These were more like the penny boards you saw. I have a single SMS 1966 cent in here that's beginning to tone. And these are much cooler for big collections. You can imagine having circulated or uncirculated coins in here. These are one of the few albums I do not mind putting coins I'm going to grade, even short term, just because of, you know, how easy it is to get them out. I don't have to worry about them scraping, and you know, the toning is not going to eat into the coin. So overall, my recommendation for long-term, purely storage of uncirculated raw coins would be Dansco. I think if you want to keep your coin nearly not toned, that's the way to do it. My next best would be the Wayte Raymonds, but you have to keep in mind, if you do put coins in here, they're most likely going to tone. So if you're someone who does not like the toning, stay away from that. These, more of experiments. I would only put circulated coins in here, if I'm being honest. And overall, it's up to your taste. If you want to pick an even older album, such as like this, these are pretty expensive and really hard to find, but if you really want to, you can fill these up and have like a 1930s style collection, but it's all up to you. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate it. Consider liking or subscribing and commenting. It really helps. And thank you. Have a great day.